Okie doke. So what is it all about then? What are apprenticeships? How can they help everybody, not just school and college leavers, but the more mature individual also? Well, apprenticeships have changed dramatically in the last few years. There's lots of exciting new opportunities available, lots of vacancies where employers are working with training providers, colleges, other educational organisations to promote opportunities within their business. And the best way to find out about apprenticeship opportunities is to visit the Find an Apprenticeship government website. So there is the link there. I do strongly suggest that as individuals supporting students, pupils, giving advice and guidance, that this is definitely a place where we should start to have a look at all the current opportunities that are available both locally and in the wider area. So we work very heavily with a variety of employers from all sectors. We work within the public sector, the private sector and the voluntary sector. And we currently have vacancies within all of those, a really wide variety of vacancies. So we're training. We have been trading for nearly 22 years, so we're very accustomed with all of the different guises that vocational training has taken over the last 2 decades, and we have a really strong network of employers and other stakeholders that we work with to try and raise awareness in relation to apprenticeship and vocational training opportunities. We are an outstanding provider, blanket grade 1 across the board. So we have worked very hard to ensure that we showcase our strengths, and those have been recognised by the powers above Ofsted. We are also Matrix accredited, which is an industry accreditation to demonstrate that we provide impartial, accurate advice and guidance. So I'm very pleased to be invited here today by Shirley to share our experience and our offer and to collaborate with all of you in the quest to raise awareness about apprenticeships. I also work with other schools, colleges, Job Centre Plus, attend career events, guest speaker events, etc., to highlight apprenticeships, not just what We're Training can offer, but the many, many opportunities within the apprenticeship arena. So let's dispel some of these misconceptions surrounding apprenticeships. Everybody thinks that they are just for young people. Well, yes, they are for young people, but they are for all age groups. So apprenticeships are now available for the more mature apprentice, because apprenticeships now go right up to level 7. And I'm going to come on and explain a little bit more about that in a moment. So we work with employed status apprentices and individuals that are looking to enter the world of work through the traditional apprenticeship route. Our youngest apprentice is 16 and our oldest apprentice is 70. And we work with all age groups in between. So apprenticeship opportunities are not just for school and college leavers, they are also for employed status individuals. There is a minimum wage. However, many of our apprentices are earning significantly above the national apprenticeship minimum wage, and our employers appreciate that they want competent and committed apprentices, and this is reflected in the salaries being offered. There's a misconception that apprentices earn less than graduates. Well, that tide is turning, and actually currently 27% of graduates actually earn less than apprentices once qualified. And that is because now there are a variety of different higher level routes and a very clear career path through the vocational training route as opposed to the traditional academic route. There's a misconception that if you do an apprenticeship, you have to retake your GCSEs if you didn't achieve a C or now a 4. That's not true. You would work with your training provider to work and achieve functional skills, which is a proxy exemption and equivalent to the national desired level of attainment set by the government, which is a level 2, C or 4 and above. And you don't need to start off at the lowest level within the sector that you're interested in. You come in at the level that's most appropriate to the job role in which you're going to be working. There are now over 600 apprenticeships available, everything from your traditional engineering, mechanics, hairdressing, childcare, elderly care, new apprenticeships such as radiology, nursing, policing, all sorts of subjects. So there really is something for everyone. And there are also additional apprenticeships currently under revision, which will be approved shortly. So the apprenticeships now go right up to level 7, as I said, and a level 7 is equivalent to a master degree. So there is a very clear career path for individuals to be able to reach those higher level qualifications, but by doing so through the vocational route, gaining that crucial hands-on work experience. They are getting paid whilst they're doing it, and also currently they will be being paid within their working week to do the work that is required of the apprenticeship. So the homework is done in the employer's time also. It really doesn't get much better than that. The duration of apprenticeship ranges from 12 months to 5.5 years. The minimum is 12 months, so nobody can achieve an apprenticeship currently in under 12 months. And the cost of the apprenticeship ranges significantly from £2,500 right up to £27,000. Now, there are lots of funding information I could give you, but we are limited on time today. But the most important thing for the apprentice is that there's no direct financial cost to them as an individual. That cost is either covered by their employer through their levy account or by their non-levy employer supported by government contribution. So this is what we offer at We're Training. As I say, we work very heavily within the public sector, so we are accredited to deliver a special apprenticeship which incorporates admin and customer service, hospitality, retail, supply chain. Level 3, admin, customer service, team leader, hospitality, retail, learning and development, learning mentor, retail at level 4, and then we cap at level 5, offering operations or departmental manager. So that just gives you a snippet of what We're Training can offer. However, as I said, do have a look on that Find an Apprenticeship website and see the whole scope of apprenticeships that are available. Now, apprenticeships are made up of knowledge, skills and behaviour criteria, the maths and English if you are required to complete it. We at We're Training have an added offer of IT, functional skill also. Once you and your employer and your curriculum specialist and provider have confirmed that you've gained the necessary knowledge, skills and behaviours, you'll be put forward for endpoint assessment. So this is another new thing that you might not be aware of, is that apprenticeships are now graded. So as an apprentice, you can achieve a pass, a merit or a distinction. So the endpoint assessment elements of your apprenticeship will vary dependent on your subject, but it could be interview, presentation, observation, professional discussion, project or a knowledge test. If you do need to do your functional skills, you don't need to worry about that. Your provider will support you every step of the way, ensuring that they carry out a thorough initial assessment to identify your areas of strength and any areas of potential development. You'll then have further diagnostics, which will enable you to have access to a personalised revision plan, lots of resources, past test papers before you're booked in for your official exam. Now, unlike schools and colleges in the academic arena, apprenticeship providers are not limited to particular exam dates, and we at We're Training sit our functional skills on a monthly basis. So we put our apprentices in when they're ready to go forward for their tested elements. So how can we support individuals if they are looking at applying through the traditional apprenticeship route? Well, once they found a position that they feel that they're interested in pursuing, they would apply. The application would come through to us as the provider, and we would carry out those pre-screening processes. Once the individual has been confirmed that they are potentially suitable for consideration, we would look at their CVs before sending that to the employer, making sure that they're showcasing their strengths to the very best opportunities. We would then give them interview guidance. We would coordinate the interview. If that goes well, we do encourage with our employers that they facilitate a half-day trial so that both parties are able to test the water to see if they're a good fit for one another. So finally, collaboration opportunities. How can we work together more effectively? As I say, it is a partnership and it's about raising awareness of all the options that school and college leavers have available to them. It's important that you help welcome and facilitate industry specialists to support the promotion of apprenticeship opportunities and raise awareness within your establishments. Encourage individuals to regularly research the local apprenticeship vacancies that are available before maybe they're getting to that stage where they'll be looking to apply themselves, so that they can get a feel for what apprenticeships are available, what employers locally are advertising, and the best place to do that is on the Find an Apprenticeship government website. Encourage individuals to search initially by maybe geographic area and not necessarily subject. So having a look at how far they're able to travel and looking at the employers and the sectors that are looking for apprentices, not just the subject, because often the entry-level apprenticeship might be a generic qualification such as customer service or business administration, but the employer would provide the opportunity for the apprentice to go into more specialised training once they have that ground knowledge. And finally, there are my contact details. So that's me done. Please do make contact if you would like further information or you feel that a meeting would be beneficial.
I'm here to talk to you about our apprenticeship opportunities at Impact Futures and the Childcare Company. So who are we? Impact Futures and Childcare Company are two sister companies, and our purpose is to develop and deliver high quality training programmes. These training programmes add value to organisations and learners, helping them in achieving their goals. So in terms of employers, we help them source fresh new talent to come and fill positions within their workforce to help sort of contribute to business growth. And from a learner perspective, we help them achieve their ambitions in terms of the qualifications that they would like to gain and what they would like to go on and achieve in their careers. The training programmes that we offer equip our learners with nationally recognised qualifications. We offer sort of various qualifications depending on the type of apprenticeship that the learner has gone on to. And not just do they achieve sort of a City and Guilds qualification or something like that, but for some of them they can sort of accreditation on sort of things like the recruitment bodies that are recognised across the country, and also some TQ UK qualifications as well. So what do we offer? We offer traineeships and apprenticeships at various levels across different fields in and around various areas on a national scale as well. We offer various apprenticeships in IT and digital, so digital marketing, infrastructure, ICT apprenticeships, and business skills covering things along business admin, customer service, recruitment, childcare and early years, so that can be teaching assistant qualifications or nursery practitioners, leadership and management qualifications, healthcare and adult care as well. We work with a range of small and large businesses that could possibly have one employee or a handful of employees up to thousands. So we work with things or people and conglomerates such as like NHS and large businesses along those sorts of lines. How can you apply for our apprenticeship? So directly through our website is probably the best way to find current apprenticeship vacancies for those that might be interested in finding out more, seeing what opportunities are available. We have the Impact Futures website, which covers the healthcare, adult care, social care side of things, business skills, IT and digital, and the leadership and management qualifications too. And then the Childcare Company is the website that holds those teaching assistant and nursery practitioner types of roles. Alternatively, you can find them on the National Apprenticeship Service website, so that's always a good place to look. That's where all training providers across the country will list all of their current opportunities. So if there is anyone out there who is interested in sort of working with us, finding out a bit more about what we do and how we can support, my contact details are up there. We can sort of look on a case-by-case basis as to what it might be that you would be interested in finding out more about us for. So the type of support that we offer include things like speaking to applicants to help them with their CVs. Ways that we can get more involved with schools and colleges would be careers days and webinars, and schools and colleges and educational establishments, if you involve us in webinars and sort of strike up conversations with us about the vacancies that we have, we can send those across to you, current opportunities that we have available, and we can also speak to people that may be looking to leave education or leave education at the end of the school year to see about what vacancies we have that might be coming up at that time, or we can keep them on the database, give them a bit more information around sort of employability and that side of things, ready for when they finish their studies and are looking to move into a role.
Hello, my name is Steve Gilder and I'm the manager of the Future Skills Centre, and there you can see it there. The FSC is the place to be. So it's a short presentation on what the FSC has to offer. So usually I do a similar sort of presentation when I have an applications evening at the FSC, and I start off with what is construction. So it's a question that I pose to my audience, and that they usually come up with a number of things, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to go straight into construction projects. I'm hoping the audience have a good idea of what construction is. So we're going to look at past, present and future. So that is my house. So that's why I woke up this morning. I got in my car and I travelled to work. This is St Michael's Church. My hometown is Coventry. And this is the spire, that's all that's left from the old cathedral that was finished in the 15th century. So in 1940, the German Luftwaffe bombed the cathedral, and the spire is all that's left. And that was, or it still is, 87 metres tall. A few years ago, I was fortunate enough to go to Dubai, and that, at the moment, is the tallest building in the world, and that's the Burj Khalifa. And that's 828 metres tall. And both those pictures signify to me what construction is all about. So it's trying to convey a message. It's trying to say we are important, look at us. And there's 400 years and nearly 10 times difference in height there. But this is what construction can try and demonstrate to people. We are serious, take us seriously. That is the Future Skills Centre. So opened in 2017. It's part of the Whitehill and Borden Regeneration Programme, so a brand new construction training facility. This is our national stadium, our Wembley Stadium. So this is £750 million worth of construction, where you can watch your favourite team or your favourite artists or any number of things. But that's our national stadium. Without construction, we wouldn't have that. This is the Olympic Park. So when the Olympics was awarded to the UK, or London specifically, in the early noughties, I think there was a collective groan for the majority of the public, thinking, "Oh, that'd be another catastrophe." But it wasn't. It was a huge success. It lifted the country, and it was built on brownfield site. Old industrial buildings were knocked down, and we built a brand new stadium. An aquadrome, a velodrome, some nice structural art there. And in the background, you've got Canary Wharf, which is one of the economic centres of the world, which was built on a swamp. So without construction, you wouldn't have any of this. That was Crossrail, so that was completed a couple of years ago. At the time, it was the biggest construction project in Europe, £15 billion worth of project that connected East and West London. One of my favourite buildings is Battersea Power Station. So this supplied a lot of the power for South London for a number of decades. It was decommissioned in the early 80s and just sat derelict for a number of years before a developer came in and turned it into a wonderful place where people can eat, sleep, work and enjoy themselves. So it's a really vibrant commercial centre now. Big Ben, or the Palace of Westminster. So that's going through a multi-billion pound redevelopment project and refurbishment project. And this is the seat of our power. This is the seat of democracy. These are all the decisions are made. And potentially without construction, where would we be? This is quite a contentious slide, especially with the world we live in today. So this was the plans for the new Chelsea football ground. But yeah, I think those plans have been put on hold because of the developing situation in Ukraine. This is the new Everton football ground. So this is the Everton football ground that's just been given the green light again in an area that's deprived, it's lower in employment. So this is going to give that whole area a massive boost. This not quite on the same scale, but this is the Forest Green Rovers new stadium. It's only 5,000 seats. So why have I included this? Well, this is the first stadium in the world that's going to be constructed entirely of recycled wood. So this is a wood stadium that's going to seat 5,000 people. And the last one is HS2. So quite a contentious project, but for me, this really sums up what construction is. This is a £106 billion project, I think the latest budget is. And this is a project that's going to last someone their whole lifetime. This is a 50-year project, and this is the size of construction. This is the ambition of construction. So what are the opportunities within construction? These figures are pre-pandemic. We have been a little bit slow on getting new figures out from the Office of National Statistics, but pre-pandemic, construction had £113 billion turnover. So it's the fourth biggest by turnover. And people think the Premier League is big business. Well, construction is 25 times that. I think it's top £120 billion mark. So it's a huge, huge industry. Again, that number is grown up to nearly 3 million. So it's the fifth largest by employment. So the fourth largest industry by turnover, the fifth largest by employment. So it is big business. 168,000 jobs, including 4 in the southeast, were predicted to be required between 2019 and 2023. There are well over 300,000 construction firms operating in the UK. So this is from your sole traders, which, funnily enough, make up the highest percentage of the market, all the way up to the biggest contractors, which are the likes of Balfour Beatty, which turn over around £6.5 billion per year. So we've got the whole scale within construction. And a common theme at the time pre-pandemic, that over 50% of businesses in construction are saying they are being hampered by growing skill shortages. And that's only getting worse. And that's a couple of reasons, mainly because 60% of the current population or workforce within construction are old, like me, so they're 45 and above. Brexit has taken a lot of the operative skills out of the construction industry, and construction isn't necessarily an aspirational industry for lots of young people to get into, because all they see is mud and hard hats. But construction has got a hell of a lot more to offer than just mud and hard hats. So on your doorstep, so in the county of Hampshire, we have got the Whitehill and Borden Regeneration project, which is the Prince Philip Park. Hopefully when this presentation is circulated, you can click on the links and get a little bit more detail. Mannydown, so this is the project that's been given the green light in the Basingstoke area. The Wellbourne Garden Village, which is going to be a new Junction 10 just outside of Fareham. So these are more than housing developments. These are community regeneration. So these are taking sites and building small communities. When I say small, there are going to be thousands of houses and all the infrastructure that goes into those houses. The Whitehill and Borden, for instance, we've got £30 million relief roads, we've got £15 million secondary schools, we've got community centres, we've got recreational facilities, we've got construction training centres. You know, this is £1 billion plus, and I know they're going to be within the location of the Future Skills Centre for the next 12, 15 years. So big business. So it's £3 billion projects just in our county. So what can the FSC offer you to get into this fantastic industry that is construction? Well, we've got a £3.8 million state-of-the-art construction training facility that opened in 2017. Every year I get a budget, tens of thousands of pounds, to invest in equipment and resources and making sure that everybody is fully trained to industry standards. When we started in 17-18, we had 25 students. We've currently got over 70. We offer a variety of construction courses. So these are for the site operatives. So those are your electricians and your carpenters and your plumbers, but also for the technical and professional. So those are for your quantity surveyors, your town planners, your civil engineers, your project managers, your architects. So we offer the initial steps into that industry or those industries as well. So we offer future pathways. So this is our entry level. So for whatever reason, if people haven't done particularly well at school, there is an entry point at the FSC. Then we run into a multi-skills program that covers a whole range of different construction disciplines before moving into specialist areas like plumbing or brick or electrical. We've got apprenticeships in carpentry and bricklaying, and new for 2022 September, we're starting these transition programs and the T-levels. So the T-levels are the new government initiative. They're the equivalent of 3 A-levels. They're a 2-year program, and they're supposed to be the first step for you as applicants or students to move into higher education, onto HNDs, into university, and then into graduate programs that are offered by large construction companies. So with our apprenticeship programs at the FSC, now we are part of the Basingstoke College of Technology group. So at the FSC, it's just about construction apprentices, but we have got a whole variety, whether it be engineering or early years or public services or hospitality or beauty. The list goes on. We've got over 40 apprenticeships that are offered through our Basingstoke College of Technology. We have our own managing agent, so we have our own business support team, a Spiral, and they will guide and support apprentices and employers through the entirety of their apprenticeship. So for some people, it might be that first step into an apprenticeship. If you're an employer, we're here to support. If you have an employer and you want to know more about apprenticeships, again, we're here to support whatever you need. So pictures speak louder than words to me. So this is one of our full-time students who's one of our apprenticeships. So we offer a sort of buddying system. So we expect you to go out and work experience for a week during your full-time course. Here's a number of our students. We tend to do the course, we tend to do what you need to learn, but we're also always looking at ways to thinking about how we can use your skills to do the things that you quite like to do. So we do incorporate plumbing as well as tiling, for painting and decorating, wallpapering. And we're looking at projects. We've suffered a little bit over the last 18 months due to the pandemic because our opportunity to get out into the workplace has been quite limited because obviously spreading COVID is not ideal for any workforce, let alone a construction site. So we've looked at projects within the FSC. So we have a mortar mixer in one of our workshops. So what we wanted to do was take the mortar mixer out of the workshop and put it outside. Primarily to create more room for our bricklayers, but also to offer our students a project. So that's what they did. They built the frames, they built the walls, and they put the roof on. These are oldish pictures because this is all completed now. We've got felt on the roof, and it's provided, you can see our mortar mixer in there. It's provided a project for students to actually get involved with so they can use the skills they've learned whilst they complete their qualification. And use them on actual practical, usable structures. So that's nearer to completion. Again, another picture of one of our full-time students working alongside an apprentice out on site. We have managed to get back on site over the last couple of months. So we're working on this project called Club 94 with the Whitehaven Boardman Generation Company, where we're converting a space of an existing building into a space where young people, I won't say youth club, it's more of a youth centre or a place where young people within the local community can congregate. So my students are in there helping to make it look and feel like a space that they can definitely use. So alongside the qualifications and alongside the fantastic facilities, we have got retention and progressive tutors. So we'll have people helping you think about where your course will take you and what your next steps will be. We have additional learning support in all our classes. Our rep tutors will talk about your career and your employability and what you want to do in the future. Equality and diversity is a top priority of the FSC, as is safeguarding, to ensure that you are being kept safe. If you're struggling, we offer counselling services. Respect is really important at the FSC as well, so it's really important that we instill that level of respect with each other, with our staff, and with the facilities. But as I've said in previous slides, that is an entry point for everybody at the FSC, and we really pride ourselves on the level of additional learning support that we can offer all students if they need it. Talking about needs, because we're a smaller centre than say BCOP, we haven't got hot food, we've only got facilities to make a hot drink and a vending machine. We have got some healthy options, but mostly it's full of Haribo and Dr. Pepper. But we do have our wood-fired pizza that's available every lunchtime. Students do get a 30% discount, and as part of our reward scheme as well, those people that have got 100% attendance each month will get a free pizza. We also have the Great Big Pig coming along as well, and they do absolutely amazing pulled pork sandwiches with a bit of applesauce. They're unbelievable, but students do get that at a discounted price as well. So we do provide those people that join the FSC with a good source of hot, wholesome food. So general information, I'm happy to organise for a member of the FSC to come to any focus groups from any organisation, or you could come to us if you've got a number of potential applicants, or if you're just a single person or single parent that would like to come to us and give you the full tour, then please do get in touch with us. We have a virtual tour of our facilities, so the YouTube video of me going around with a selfie stick giving you a good tour with the facilities. And there's more information on our dedicated website where you can get further information about the FSC, and you can also apply direct. And there's a couple of contacts there. There's mine, and that's my mobile number, or Paige Keegan's our business administrator that works on the front desk at the FSC. Paige is great. She knows more about the FSC than I do, and she's more than happy to give you any information or walk you through step by step with your application. So thank you for listening, and please do get in touch if you have any questions. Thank you.